Makes me that much stronger, makes me work a little bit harder, makes me that much wiser. Thanks for making me fighter, made me learn a little bit faster, made my skin a little bit thicker, makes me that much smarter. Thanks for making me LaCroix.
You go on LaCroix?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll go with the LaCroix.
It's the options here. Welcome to the Jordan Leer program. That's how it goes. It's red pill, blue pill.
All right.
You either go the fucking dark side, the best fucking cast beer in Korea. That's how it's advertised.
I've
or you
never heard of that beer.
I got it from across the street. We are fucking live.
Yes, we are.
In the red corner is Jordan Leer, and in the blue corner is
George Steeves.
George Steeves. Do you put the F in there? Because I know you on social media as George F. Steeves.
Well, there was already another George Steeves on Twitter and Instagram, so I couldn't use that handle.
What a motherfucker.
So I had to use my middle name, which is Frederick, so George F. Steeves.
How's it go on the credits? Because you were an actor.
Yes.
How's it going?
Luckily for Screen Actors Guild, there was no other George Steeves registered, so I could just use George Steeves.
So you're going to have to pay this motherfucker off when you get that series regular cash coming in.
Or I am happy to just keep George F. Steeves. It still has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, because I see that as, that's the stage name to me when I see you on Instagram and shit. So I'm like, oh, does he go by that on screen? I don't know.
Every time I get residuals in the mail from SAG, it always says George F. Steeves.
I gotcha.
They always use the middle initial.
Make sure they don't send it to the guy with that hack address. Gotcha.
Right.
All right, bro. So you're a comedian. You're an actor.
Yep.
How long you been out in this Los Angeles game?
I moved here in 2008 to go to college in Thousand Oaks at California Lutheran University.
Ooh, okay. So you are an entertainer. But where are you fighting out of originally? Where's your hometown?
I grew up in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia in a suburb called Fort Washington.
Fort Washington.
Yep, and before Pennsylvania, I was born in Connecticut, and then my family moved to Virginia when I was 1, and we lived in Virginia for 10 years, so that was my childhood.
Okay.
So I had a southern, I was born in New England, but I was raised in the South with Virginia, and then in 2000, when I was 11, my family moved to Pennsylvania, and I was there for 8 years, and then I moved here in 2008 when I was 19.
Gotcha. Now, among all those travels, what's your martial arts experience? You know, you ever took a boxing class? You ever wrestled?
Never did.
Never.
Never did. I was strictly a music and drama nerd when it came to my school activities. Was never interested in doing any school sports.
Okay.
Was never interested in doing wrestling or martial arts. I was never really into it. I've never even been to a wrestling match.
Now, the physical activity, like you had to be tossed into PE or something, right? Where you're doing physical shit.
Yes.
Is there anything? Did you loathe running? Did you just hate exercising in general?
Well, there were some sports in phys ed that I liked better than others because I was better at some of them. Like, I was really good at volleyball.
Fuck yeah.
And I was really good at floor hockey.
Oh shit! With the brooms and shit.
Well, we had these hockey pucks and we had this rubber ball.
Oh fuck yeah!
So that's how we played floor hockey in a Pennsylvania public high school gymnasium.
We did that shit around wintertime too.
And I was a really good defense. One of my classmates in my gym class would jokingly call me Wayne Georgeski.
Oh shit! The North Star man.
So
I don't know anything about hockey.
So I excelled more, but then the beauty was when it came to the sports that I wasn't as good at, I got better.
Yeah.
Because when you take my gym classes in high school, in 9th and 10th grade, everybody's required to do the same thing.
Yeah.
In 9th and 10th grade. But then when you get to your junior and senior year, 11th and 12th grade, you get to pick which gym class you want to take. So they used to jokingly call it like the sissy sports for one of the classes.
Oh, for sure.
Because you would take tennis and volleyball and badminton.
Yeah.
So basically all the stuff that wasn't as physically...
More ball sports, less one-on-one physical shit.
But I liked floor hockey so much, and I didn't want to let that go. So I would have to suck it up for football and basketball.
Oh, shit.
Now, there is one glorious moment I had during my junior year that made football worth it. I was the scrawny kid who nobody would, want to block or tackle or anything. So during my junior year, I managed to get 2 touchdowns for my gym class's team because nobody was blocking me and I could catch the ball.
Okay.
However, the downside was because of all that strenuous activity, I ended up pulling a muscle in my inner thigh.
Ugh.
And I had a dance rehearsal that night for a show I was doing. So I had to go to my choreographer. Then I was like, okay, Melinda, I'm going to try really hard here to get all the steps. But just so you know, I pulled a muscle in my inner thigh. It hurts. So if I'm lagging a little, that's why. I pulled a muscle in my inner thigh.
I just love that.
But totally worth it, by the way. Getting those 2 touchdowns for my team, for my gym class. That was a proud moment for me in high school.
So you did enjoy the football, even though you joined it for the field hockey.
I had to grow to enjoy it. Yes.
Interesting. I just love that. Like you're a performer, you knew your path, and you weren't into the physical shit. But a part of you needed floor hockey.
Yes.
A part of you needed it so bad that you were willing to risk injury for other sports to play this sport. That had nothing to do with your true heart and desire of performing.
I loved whenever the ball got near me during floor hockey and I could just give it a good whack right across the gymnasium floor. And one time a kid who I absolutely hated because he made my youth years a living hell.
Oh, you had a bully.
I did. I had
Okay.
not a physical bully, but a verbal bully.
Hey man, fighting is about mental fighting too. We're here to talk about it all.
So
You had a bully. What ages?
Well, this happened from 8th grade till about, it died down as the years continued, but he always hated my guts because, unfortunately, my high school was very bigoted when it came to LGBTQ, so I didn't get in touch with my own sexuality until I was 27, but back when I was in high school and still, air quotes, trying to be straight.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the luxury of discovering it. I had everybody else in my high school kind of label me for,
Oh, that fucking
me.
sucks, man.
So,
that sucks. So
imagine-
you weren't
imagine-
out.
No. And I wasn't even in touch with sexuality, and they had already branded me with the scarlet letter F. I was already a quote-unquote faggot to them. So,
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I kind of, and then once when I finally fell in love with a guy when I was 27, I was like, okay, I didn't want the kids from my school to be right, but at the end of the day, love wins. So
that sucks, man. It's like, yo, this was supposed to be a good thing, and you guys made it shitty.
yes.
Oh, fuck. So this one little fucking shithead, did it ever get physical between y'all?
No, but there was one glorious moment during freshman year when we were playing floor hockey where I whacked the ball right across the gymnasium all the way to the other side, and he turned and lost his balance and he fell.
Fuck.
And I was like, I just had a little yes moment.
That's a win.
Yes, that
That's
was
a
a
win.
win to me.
It's a win.
He didn't know that I did it, but I didn't want him to know. I just wanted to take the victory.
Dude, that is why, in sports, it's like, there's not a ton of fights that happen at these schools, but in these physical moments, whether you're playing Air Force football, it's like little contact is legal. You're going to bring out that
I
fucking
saw
pent-out
some.
aggression.
I grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I saw some physical fights in my high school at my time.
Oh, you did? You saw a lot of
Yes, the
fights.
2 most notable ones that I saw. One was freshman year, one was sophomore year.
Okay.
Because I think by the time junior year comes, we all pretty much grow up for the most part. But hopefully at least. But during my freshman year, one of my friends, who I actually knew, her name was Tiffany, and she got into a big cat fight.
Girl fights are the best.
With this other girl in the cafeteria, and I think she was a blonde girl, and I think her name was Jackie, and it led to a big girl fight that had to be broken up in the cafeteria. So that was the first one that I witnessed. And then the second one actually happened in my classroom where this guy, I think their names were Kareem and John, and it was my U.S. History 2 class. And there was a fight that happened where
Was Kareem white?
One was white, one was black.
Kareem was white?
Kareem was black, and John was white.
On that.
I forget who had who in the headlock because it was such a long time ago, but one of them was in a headlock, and the headlock was so tight and so intense that chairs went, chairs were knocked over. The desk chairs that they used to have in high school, with the desk and the chair like attached to it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Those were getting knocked over.
It's like a death trap you're stuck in, basically.
Those were getting knocked over because the headlock was intense and it was going everywhere, so all the desk chairs were getting knocked over.
Holy shit.
Now, luckily, it calmed down and it didn't escalate. But yeah, I witnessed 2 fights when I was in high school.
The girl fight, was it between a blonde and a brunette?
A blonde and a redhead.
Blonde and a redhead. It's always something. I love being able to pick sides.
I think it was over I'm pretty sure it was over a guy.
Everything's over a guy.
I'm not sure.
Everything's over a guy.
If I had to take a well-educated guess, it's over a guy.
Maybe it was you, and that's why everyone was bullying you. They're like, gay guys tend to dress better in regular life.
I wasn't gay in high school.
So you were still dressing like shit.
I was still just here's the kind of stuff I liked wearing in high school, actually. When I got to high school, I developed a really good self-deprecating sense of humor by that point.
Okay.
So I wore T-shirts that would say slogans like "Give me $1 and I'll go away."
Okay.
And I also wore one that says, "How do you keep an idiot busy? See front of shirt. How do you keep an idiot busy? See back of shirt." So I had all these T-shirts with sarcastic slogans that I just liked to wear because I was self-deprecating and I knew I wasn't the most popular or the most beloved.
For sure.
So I decided, you know what, I'm going to have fun with that. Give me $1 and I'll go away.
I think a lot of us comics, when we're young, we mastered the art of deflection.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
and then my freshman year in high school, it paid off because I won Best Dressed Male.
Oh, motherfucker.
In my high school drama club superlatives.
That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't even try to dress to impress, and I won Best Dressed Male. It was so funny. People responded to my shirts.
Now, on the fighting side, have you ever had any fights amongst your drama people? No fights. No. What about acting fights? You ever done a fight scene on film?
Yeah.
What we got?
When I was 17, this was the summer after my junior year, before my senior year. I took an acting intensive program for 4 weeks at University of the Arts in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And we learned stage combat, and it was so much fun to learn all of that, like just the specifics of fight choreography and the focus that it takes, like eye contact, cue, hand, eye contact, cue, punch. And then we learned about making the sound effects by going like this and going like.
My dad used to do that when we were kids. He'd do the
or eye contact, cue, slap. Eye contact, cue, slap, and you go like this and then you clap.
Is it more specific to the stage, or is it for film?
More specific to the stage, but some stuff can carry over to film because
Gotcha.
we had a fight choreography instructor. His name was Justin, and one time he did bring in movies to show us that had intense choreographed fight scenes.
Little Bruce Lee, baby.
Well, actually, they were American films.
Okay.
That featured, like I said, surprisingly featured white actors,
Yeah.
which was funny because Justin was Asian. So you would I think he showed us Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think
Okay.
so, but don't quote me on that. The two I remember, it was just he picked interesting choices because they were fight choreography that was white actors.
Yeah.
But maybe Justin, as an Asian man, was trying to break the stereotype.
Gotcha.
But so he showed us Scream 3.
Oh,
That-
my God.
remember-
Give me everything.
Remember that intense fight scene between Roman and Sydney at the end?
Yes.
He showed us that because that was some really good fight choreography that Nev Campbell and Scott Foley did. And then he also showed. I love the Scream movies. I'm a big horror nerd,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Scream is one of my favorite
We
movies.
dish all day, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait for the new one that's coming out next year.
Scream 5.
Yes.
Called Scream.
I know. I mean, hey, I'm all for it now because, hey, if this is a whole new trilogy, then okay.
Is that what the word is?
Well, the thing was, Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven had come back to do Scream 4.
Right.
And it was planned that there was going to be a 5 and a 6. That Wes was going to direct and Kevin was going to write. However, then the Weinsteins interfered like they did with all their movies.
I know, they make the best shit, too.
But they came in and wrecked with Kevin's vision of what the ending of 4 was supposed to be.
Oh, fuck.
So it threw off his groundwork for 5 and 6. So after 4, he was like, screw it. I don't want to do this anymore.
What was 4 supposed to end like?
4 was supposed to just end with Jill in the hospital having got away with it.
That would have been good.
And it would have laid the groundwork for what was to happen in 5 and 6. And it was supposed to end with a cliffhanger of Sydney might still make it.
Gotcha.
Now, I was okay with the ending of 4 because it had the best line that Sydney said at the end when she was like, you forgot the first rule of remakes, Jill. Don't fuck with the original.
Boom.
Yeah, great line.
Just save it for 5, though.
But
Just save it for 5.
I am excited about the new one, though, because Kevin Williamson is a producer. Nev Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox are all back.
Yeah.
And
The Trinity.
And
the Trinity of the Scream franchise.
I loved those guys work in Ready or Not.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
yeah.
the same people that
Same
did Ready or Not.
screenwriters?
Yeah, same screenwriters,
directors?
same directors.
Okay.
And I thought Ready or Not was brilliant.
And somebody that made VHS is involved, I think, as well.
And
Which
Nev
is very
Campbell,
good. Very good movie.
said, look, send me the script, and if I like it, I'll do it. And obviously she liked it, and obviously so did David and Courtney, because none of them would have come back if this film didn't honor Wes's legacy. Because
Yeah.
that was the biggest challenge of this movie was, Wes is, not with us anymore, rest in peace.
Right.
So they were like, if we're going to do this, we have to do it right or it's not worth doing at all.
Yeah.
And the two people who wrote this are diehard Scream fans. So they really wanted to pay tribute to Wes. So, hey, if this one does really well, we might get a whole new trilogy out of this.
Dude, I'm just hung up on the guy showed you Scream 3 scenes.
Yes.
For the fight scene in class.
And then the second one he showed was Batman Forever when Chris O'Donnell when Chris O'Donnell as Robin goes and starts punching people to cause some havoc.
He's like the fucking hipster version of the martial arts instructor, because other people would be like, here's Enter the Dragon, here's some Jackie Chan shit, here's some
Now
Steven
he-
Seagal, but he's
now-
like, here's Scream 3.
And
Y'all
here's-
don't even realize.
And I was excited because, of course, I was 17 and I loved these movies, so I was salivating like a dog over it. I was so excited, and I liked Batman Forever. Batman Forever has a very sentimental memory to it because when my sister turned 10 in 1995, we saw Batman Forever at the local Tappahannock Theater for her birthday. So.
That's the Val Kilmer one.
Yes.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
And that one does not deserve to be dragged down to hell with Batman and Robin.
None
I think
of them do.
I think Batman Forever is a good film by itself. I mean, Jim Carrey is the Riddler.
fucking sick.
Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. I mean, but oh my God, Batman and Robin. Oh, I wanted to punch Chris O'Donnell the whole time. You're just jealous because she wants me and not you. If I was George Clooney, I'd be like, you know what? I could be saving these people a whole lot faster if I didn't have to save your ass all the time.
I wish they'd just continue that franchise with a different actor. Every movie. Give me a different one.
Too bad Batman and Robin was a critical and commercial failure.
For
so
sure.
It took Chris Nolan and Christian Bale to revive it. 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 8 years later with Batman Begins. So.
Between there, I've heard that they had Darren Aronofsky tapped, and Aronofsky wanted
that
to.
I didn't know.
He wanted to do like Dark Knight Returns type deal with an
Oh.
old Batman. And you know who he wanted to be the old Batman?
Who?
Clint motherfucking Eastwood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, think about that in like '99, dude. Because he's not.
Aronofsky did my favorite movie of 2010.
Wait, was that?
Black
Black
Swan.
Swan.
I loved Black. That was my favorite of 2010. I loved that movie.
That's like a straight up fucking horror movie, man.
It's so intense, and Natalie Portman really did a great job. And oh my God, Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
I really thought that after that 70s show ended, I really thought, okay, Mila Kunis is done. She's just going to voice, Meg Griffin, and that's all she's going to do for the rest of her career. But woo, I was wrong.
Family Guy residuals.
Well, because also I went to go see Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which she was in. And I was like, maybe I was wrong about this one. Because the thing is, her character in that 70s show was so annoying, Jackie, that I couldn't find her, sexy. I didn't see what was so attractive or sexy about her. But then when she played a completely different character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I was like, okay, this is a sexy girl. I can get on board with Mila Kunis now being considered a sex symbol.
Gotcha.
And then, like I said, Black Swan, I walked out of that. I saw that at the ArcLight here, actually.
That was pretty much about a fight between fucking, Kunis and Portman,
Well, because Portman was the White Swan and Kunis was the Black Swan.
Black Swan.
And
That was a trip, dude.
And I just walked out going, I was definitely wrong. And I think she was robbed. She should have gotten an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. I felt like she was robbed.
Now, do you have any personal favorite fight movies yourself?
Well, let's see. All of my favorite fight movies tend to go under the action movie category.
Okay, that works.
So some
Movies
of my
where fights happen.
Yeah, so some of my favorite action movies which have great fight scenes are I love True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Have not seen, unfortunately.
We're going to remedy that because that has some amazing fight scenes. Oh, and I love the Charlie's Angels movies, not the recent one, not the recent one.
I know which ones you're talking about.
But I
Full Throttle,
love
baby.
the Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu ones. Those had great fight sequences.
Those really did have good action.
I mean, Mick G, look, never give Mick G a serious movie because Terminator Salvation was not good.
Okay.
Never give Mick G a serious movie to direct.
You give him the OC.
You give him something fun. You give him something campy like Charlie's Angels.
Supernatural.
Yes. I mean, the problem that Elizabeth Banks, and look, I love Elizabeth Banks. I wanted the new Charlie's Angels to be good, but where she missed the mark was, first of all, the action sequences didn't blow my mind away.
Yeah, it's pretty flat, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you make this thing for $10 or what?
Yes. And then also, the thing that made the 2000 Charlie's Angels movies work was because there was the original 70s show was very campy.
Yeah.
And what I liked about McGee's version of the Charlie's Angels movies was, yes, they were modernized for a 2000 audience, but they were still fun and campy.
That's why like a lot of the Avengers movies are.
Yes.
Even when they're like battling Thanos, it's just joke after joke and shit.
That's why I think the Marvel movies do really well when Disney handles them is because what I love about the Marvel movies, and I go to every single one of them when they come out, what I love about them is that they're fun movies. They're action movies, but they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
They have a sense of humor.
Eating the popcorn,
That's what I did for my college graduation night. I treated myself to Avengers at El Capitan in 2012.
Oh, man, you're doing it right.
That was what I did on the night of my college
doing
graduation.
It right. All right, well, now, George, you've never been in a fight then?
Never been in a fight.
That's also winning at life. That's a good thing to do.
Yes, even though the verbal bullying took years to heal, I do look back at my years of my youth in hindsight and go, okay, at least nobody ever physically assaulted me. So
yeah, you got all your teeth.
Yeah,
your orbital bones.
I may have been called every name in the book to my face and behind my back.
Yeah,
but at least nobody ever came up and swung at me. So I'm grateful for. You got to be grateful for everything.
You still have your face.
Yes.
Good thing they didn't say it to your face or punch you in the face.
Well, they did say it to my face, but they spared the punch. I'm just glad that it's like, okay, fine. Yeah, verbal bullying takes a lot more years to heal than a wound, but than a flesh wound. But hey, I said to one of my high school friends recently who reached out to me, I'm glad I went through the experiences I went through at my high school because I don't think I would have survived Hollywood had I not gone through. Upper Dublin was really like a training ground for, life.
The mental trauma.
And how life is not going to be fair, and all you can do is just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, you do have a fighting spirit, that's for sure, man. Been out this long.
I mean, I grew up on the autism spectrum. I have Asperger's, ADHD.
Speaking of which, if you want to fight him, where can we find your one-man show?
Well, it's
Speak about this. We'll give him the title first.
Well, my one-man show is called Magic 8 Ball, My Life with Asperger's, and in 1 hour you laugh, you cry, you learn a lot about Asperger's.
Yeah, this is good
and
shit.
all you do is go on www.vimeo.com/magic8ball, the number 8, not the letter 8. And And there's 3 videos there, and you'll see Magic 8 Ball, My Life with Asperger's, written and performed by George Steeves, and you get the whole video
that
right
much
there.
stronger.
Yeah,
if you
makes
wanna
me work
fight
a
him,
little
you gotta
bit
stalk him. You
harder.
can find him
Makes
on
me
these
that much
platforms. Hold on a
wiser.
second.
Thanks for making me a fighter. Made me learn a little bit faster. Made my skin a little bit thicker. Makes me that much smarter. Thanks for making me a fighter.